anything else that could rhyme with that, love to help you out.
Allow myself to introduce myself. I'm Richard Cunningham. This is my wife,
Okra.
A little too much caffeine in the studio today, maybe.
Yeah, that double shot of espresso from
Double shot of
Starbucks has
espresso
done
got
something
him.
because the great Al Bushman was all quiet and just kind of into his own little world and took a
right.
sip of that thing and he turned into Austin.
I'll make you horny, baby.
No. No, you do not. All right.
Steve Rickman, good morning. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, goodness gracious.
We are set and ready.
Set and ready.
Awesome.
Yeah, everything works, thank God.
Everything works. That's always a good thing.
Knock on wood.
That's my deal.
Weather.
This weather report powered by
Turn this
Kobe
away from
Complete
the
Heating and
camera.
Cooling, providing
see
complete service
me
for all your
looking at
heating
me.
and cooling.
Always
needs. Call
caffeine,
Kobe
Daniel.
Heating and Cooling today, 941-255-3231, and we'll be right over.
Practicing.
And now, the best damn sports show in Florida,
That's right.
where our balls aren't deflated like other people.
Yeah, whenever they get switch over, we gotta cut some new promos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always have the time for you guys.
We love it.
Always, always, always.
Alexander Rab.
Alexander Rad, baby.
Rab my face off.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
From the Sandlot to the stadium, we're NBC Sports Radio, WKII Solana. Now, the best damn sports show in Florida, where our balls aren't deflated like other people's. Welcome to the Sports Arena.
Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning, 11 a.m. WKII 1070. The Zone is in the house, and we are the Sports Arena. I'm your man, Eric Wilson. I am joined by the great Al Bushman, and, of course, the most level-headed man and brand new home owner, our man Chip. Congratulations and good morning. How you
Good.
guys doing?
Good morning. Good. Naley. Keegan knew exactly what he was doing, giving me a great agent, and was able to find the right house
There
and
you
get
go.
it closed when we needed to happen. So big shout out to Keegan. Thank you, sir, for all your help.
And
Yes.
the Paramount Properties Group, the best real estate group business.
1-800-668-1070 is the number to call. And in case you are not aware of what's going on here, it's a brand new day here in the world of the sports arena because we are actually transitioning over to Fox Sports. We
are Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports.
The zone.
Yes. Fox Sports Radio, the Zone 1070 WKII is the new home of the sports arena
I
where
think
we
Eric
are.
needs a double shot.
No, Eric.
Maybe.
Very tired.
No, Eric does not need a double shot. I had a long drive back from Orlando last night with that amazing victory with the Orlando Magic over the Toronto Raptors. I mean, you want to talk about a team that just came out after being on a 4-game losing streak. Just played with a lot of, as Aaron Gordon said,
Tenacity.
no. The word he used last night, and I thought of you, Great Al Bushman, when he said this, because it's one of those, back in the day we used to do a word of the week. He said levity.
Ooh, levity.
I like
it.
He said levity, and
It's
so
almost like smooth silk.
So, yeah.
Rubbed against my bottom.
So one of the reporters asked him, could you maybe just kind of go a little deeper into this and what you mean? And he just said, last night this team played like a lot. They had a lot of fun. The communication was there. The plays that they wanted to happen happened. Listen, Coach Clifford said it best. You are going to have games like you had last night. Everybody in the NBA is going to have a game like that. I saw it when I went to the Spurs game. It was
Eric,
on
can
the
you
flip
use
side.
the word levity in a sentence, please?
Oh, Aaron Gordon last night used the word levity to describe his feeling on the court.
That's good.
It's like smooth sound.
So there you go.
That's-
But congratulations to the Magic. I mean, great game. Our man Larry Timko does this show here as well, Monday through Friday from noon to 1, was in the stadium. I didn't get a chance to hook up with him, but it seemed like he was having a really good time. Not just there, but then also at the Wax Museum. He was having pictures all over with everybody. So I'll have to call him this week and find out what that's all about. But again, happy holidays to everybody. Hope your New Year's are going well. And, you know, we're down to it. Today is the day that the college football playoffs are in effect, and you know the games that everybody wants to watch, if you will, because you've had all these other bowl games, and no disrespect to the other bowl games, but clearly everybody's watching the college football playoffs for these 4 teams. So you've got Clemson and Notre Dame. Well, let me hold on before we back up really quick. You've got Florida, Michigan going on at noon. Once we end the show here today, Sports Arena from 11 to noon every Saturday.
I want to congrats Syracuse yesterday for beating West Virginia. It's a very good game.
Yes.
Yes, Syracuse did a good job.
They-
Great
they-
season so far. They haven't been in a double-digit win since early 2000s.
Has anybody talked
Wow.
to Brandy? I'm sure
She went to that game. I
She
do
went
know
to the
that.
game. I'm
Yeah.
sure she's probably still sleeping.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Florida and Michigan. So there's been talk. I know we have talked about it here on the Sports Arena about, you know, the possibility of where Jim Harbaugh may go after this season. You know, you spend 4 years in Michigan. You don't beat Ohio State at all. You're not in the college football playoffs. I mean, you still have a bowl game. So let me ask you, gentlemen, do you think Jim Harbaugh will still be the coach of Michigan come next season?
Yes.
I think you will.
I think it will.
Yeah.
The offer he has to get from the NFL has to be astronomical.
So he won't go to another college team. It's
No.
either Michigan
His-
I wouldn't
or the
think so.
NFL.
Yeah, if he's going to jump anywhere, it's going to be back into the NFL.
Okay.
Like I said, it's got to be an astronomical offer for him to come back. I mean, he's enjoying his time in Michigan, even though he hasn't beat Ohio State yet. I mean, now that Urban Meyer's gone, I mean, he has a chance to beat him next year when he's not coaching. So, but yeah, he loves it up in Ann Arbor. He's going to be staying there. Like I said, it's got to be huge
Okay.
for him to do.
All right. Well, let's go on to the games of the college football playoffs. And the first game coming up at 4:30 today is Clemson versus Notre Dame. You know, Dabo Swinney and the Tigers are looking to win a national title for the second time in 3 years. The Irish, you know, Brian Kelly is coming in. They're looking for their first title since 1988.
Is that what you hope? Coach? Is that what you hope, Coach?
That's not funny. Now be careful.
Why?
That's an icon.
I
That's a
love
legend.
Lou Holtz.
Okay, good.
It's great.
Come on now.
I'm going to remind him of this when we meet him.
That's right.
That's great with me.
Okay. I'm just going to push you right in front of him and say, Lou, meet our friend, the great Al Bushman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, gentlemen, seriously, let me ask you, what do you think about today's game between these two teams?
Great game today.
Okay.
A slugfest, I'm going to think it's going to be. A lot of people thought that Clemson was going to probably run over Notre Dame with before the old suspension of Dexter Lawrence this past week because it was PEDs.
I think I didn't hear a lot about that as far as what the fallout was there.
I think what Notre Dame has to do is when this game starts is punch Clemson right in the mouth and take shots down the field, like
Mike Tyson style.
Mike Tyson style.
Get hit right in the face.
Surprise Clemson, come out swinging. You know, get up maybe 14-0 on them, and then make Clemson work for it.
Okay.
I think that's what Notre Dame has to do, and also Notre Dame's front seven. They have to get to Clemson's freshman quarterback. Is to shake him up, make him get outside the pocket. So that's what I think Notre Dame has to do. In the end, although I think Dabo's got his plan ready to go, I think he wants another shot to take down Nick Saban. So I think Clemson's going to pull it out and win today.
Oh yeah, this is still a spread that's still at 12 points. Obviously, we got the over/under at 57.5, and that's moved a little bit. So yeah, I think Clemson at the end of the day, they're averaging right around 45 points a game and only giving up under 14 points. So we'll see. I mean, I think that Clemson, I think they're going to win handily. But I think El Bushman will, to your point, if Notre Dame, they have to start fast.
Yep.
This is going to be a game where, I mean, just talent-wise, I think they're behind already. So you have to come out, you have to make plays. You could see maybe some trick plays, go for it on fourth down. Do something that Clemson's not expecting.
I think since Lawrence is out for Clemson, they have to get that run game going.
Yeah.
With Dexter Williams, they have to go up the gut challenge Clemson's front seven.
Yep.
I want, that's what Notre Dame has to do is challenge Clemson's front seven with their running attack, so they can establish a rhythm and make Dabo and Clemson work for that title shot. I mean,
Yeah.
they have to. So it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a good game, I hope. So, but yeah, ultimately, I think Clemson's going to pull it out.
It's in Jerry World, so you get a lot of
Yeah.
folks, a lot of capacity. Should be full.
Notre Dame, they have significant wins this season over Syracuse, who you mentioned just previously, Great Up Bushman, also over Michigan. But think of it like this: 4 out of their 12 wins were decided by 7 or less.
Yep.
So I think that plays more into Clemson's favor. Now, coming out hot, coming out, out the gate, and like you said, doing the whole Mike Tyson punch-out thing, I definitely see that. But what you have to understand is, this ain't a sprint. This is
Yep.
this is going to be this is going to be a marathon, and I have to give the edge to Clemson, which is why I have picked them to win this game. Because Clemson's been in this position before. Notre Dame has not, and so I have to err with the side of the team that I want Dabo Swinney. I have been a fan of his for the longest time. Not to mention, Dabo Swinney was coach to one of the greatest men ever to play the safety position in the National Football League, the Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins. So
Always has to put
Always
the
tie an
Eagles
eagle.
in.
Yeah, always can tie an eagle back in.
oh, so
Let
it's,
me- let
so
me ask
wait,
you-
hold on. So it's okay for Kristen
Yes.
to bring up Ohio State
Yes.
people each and every week, but the one time
Yes.
I bring
I'll
up
allow it.
Brian Dawkins,
Not this week.
but you don't like Ohio State,
I know, but it's
but it's okay when
it's
Kristen does
okay
it.
with Kristen. It's fine.
Are you kidding
okay.
me?
Let me ask you guys. Okay, so if Dabo goes,
No,
in,
I'm not talking to you.
I'm fine. Let's go with me. There's 2 other mics in the show. So if Dabo goes in, beats Notre Dame, and then wins another championship against Alabama, what are the odds that Dabo maybe makes a jump to the NFL?
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, and I agree.
Well, I know
you
it's
see-
a loaded question, but
Well-
if the offer is attractive, I mean, he's won his 3rd title or second title with Clemson.
something like that.
So maybe he says, you know what? Maybe I kind of want to make that jump. Maybe I want to make that transition into the NFL. What if the offer is so good that he can't pass up?
I see college coaches trying to make that transition, and even Saban back in the day. It's just you're leading boys, and then you're leading men.
Right.
So it's a completely different personality, completely different game altogether. So I just don't think those transitions happen that easily. I think obviously everybody goes money crazy when you go to the NFL. It's one of the best businesses in the U.S. So you get a ton of money. I just think it's different altogether. So I don't think college coaches translate that well. Our coordinator positions, different story, and you've seen a lot of that, take place.
Well, Harbaugh transitioned pretty well when he went to San Francisco. So
yeah,
There's an exception
But-
to the rule.
I know there's always a six
and
exceptions.
it's
to the rule,
few and far between. For me,
But if you're Dabo and you win another championship with Clemson,
okay.
say, you know what, maybe my time here is done. Maybe I should move on if there's a job, because Arizona is going to be pretty much a free vacant spot for head coaching job. Maybe
Packers.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe not Jacksonville because Doug Rose probably going to stay. But those, Arizona, even New York Jets,
Yeah.
coaching coaching vacancy. So what if those jobs become so attractive to him, and the Glazers or whoever throw buckets of money, say, "Hey, we want you to come in and coach." What do you take?
I couldn't do it.
I don't know. Because here's the thing. What is everybody's mission right now in college football? It's beat Nick Saban.
Yep.
Okay?
But he's already done that once.
He's done it once, though. So now if he does it twice, it's like, okay, well, guess what? I'm the top dog now. You got to come to me. I don't care what your record is. I don't care. At the end of the day, you can't win the college football playoff champ. You can't win the college football championship because you can be number 1 all season long. And we've said this even in the NFL. We said it in every sport. It don't matter where you start. It's how you finish.
Right.
And the bottom line is for Clemson, Clemson's number 2. That's fine. But if he goes in the college football championship and he beats Nick Saban again, now you have to ask the question, who truly is the top dog in college football? Because Nick Saban, for as great as a program as he runs, for the amount of wins that this man has and for the amount of accolades and titles and everything that he has, at the end of the day, what are we going to remember Nick Saban for? How many college football championships Alabama has? And if you lose to a Clemson 2 out of 3 years, I'm sorry. You have to then look and say, okay, what's the hiccup? Is Clemson our true, we beat, would this be this is the rubber match, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So, all right. So now we go to the rubber match. All right. It's 1-1. One for Alabama, one for Clemson. Everybody's going to watch this game. Everybody wants this game. Because after that, the conversation is going to start in saying, is Dabo Swinney a better college football coach than Nick Saban? Because at the end of the day, Nick Saban can beat all these teams, and he can run up the score, and he can put redshirt freshmen in there to drop dimes. But
I tell you what,
I'm sorry,
that's a great poll we should do.
Dabo
We can definitely
Swinney.
do that.
If
I
it,
think
ha-
you do.
if
Well,
it happens, you
happens.
have to ask that question.
Well, also, and you got to look at these guys from a standpoint of being competitors. You know what? If Dabo Swinney went to the NFL and lost and had a Saban-like experience in the NFL,
Right.
what does that do to his pride? What does that do to him wanting to win? This is a guy that's tenacious and goes out every year, builds a recruiting class to his liking, finds all these high school kids. They all promise to go to Clemson because he's there, and then he goes to the NFL. Well, your program, imagine Clemson, him leaving. What does that do to your program? What does that do to your recruiting? What does that do to everything that he's set up? So I just think there's too many strings tied to that, and a lot of people that have been winning in a coaching position like him for so long, to go to the NFL and get nailed in the mouth and have to deal with, losing, locker room chaos. Right now, he's the god of that team, of that area.
Yep.
He handles everything from top to bottom. So that's a very tough transition. I don't think it would happen, but I agree the offers probably will
Come
turn in, I
They'll
think,
definitely-
if he does win.
Yeah, if he wins, you're absolutely right. The teams that you mentioned, Tampa Bay, Arizona,
York.
the Jets,
Green Bay. Yeah.
Green Bay, those 4 teams. You look at those 4 teams. Green Bay, of course, would be the sexy offer because you have Aaron Rodgers. But if you want to take a young team with a Sam Darnold, you could go to the Jets. If you kind of want to restructure and stay south and kind of build this Tampa Bay team, because we know they're just a few pieces away from actually being a playoff team. A few.
That's a discussion we'll have.
We'll have that
second
discussion.
half of the show.
Okay, we'll have that discussion second half. But I'm saying, it really depends on where his mindset is.
True.
But I have to say, from my initial response, no, because everybody then would be chasing him, not Saban. That is my opinion. You know what? Let's take a real quick break. You are listening to us, 1070 AM, the Sports Arena.
Why are you pausing so
I'm
bad?
pausing because it's so difficult.
It's
I've got to
difficult.
remember,
We gotta remember to
our
say
name
Fox.
has changed.
That's right.
That's why.
different.
Fox Sports Radio,
There it is.
1070 The Zone. Thank you. We'll be right back.
WKII.
It's okay.
We still have the Alabama-Oklahoma game.
I know. I took a break so
Yeah.
we could come back and do the
We got that.
Alabama Oklahoma game. God.
One stat: Nick Saban has never beaten a Heisman Trophy winner while he's been at Alabama. Never.
All right. So there you go.
Jenny, Mark, thanks for tuning in, guys. Keegan, you jumped in too real quick, buddy. I saw you. Once again, got the home closed. Thank you. Naily did a great job. Lindsay, good morning.
Whatever you're feeling,
Whatever you're going through, it's real.
and it matters.
Going back in
Angry,
24.
jealous,
Nervous,
Roger that.
frustrated, or empty.
dealing with bullying.
Thoughts of hurting yourself.
Figuring out who you are.
You don't have to do it alone.
If you or someone you know needs support,
Reaching out for help is the strong thing to do.
Text START to 741-741.
to reach a trained crisis counselor and crisis text line.
It's free and confidential.
Help is just a text away.
Welcome back to the Sports Arena.
And welcome back. NBC. See? I just messed it up. I just did it. See?
We can't
Fox
even-
Sports Radio, The Zone, 1070 WKII.
Boom.
There it is.
Nice choice on music. Today.
Yeah, I love the
Little
saying.
Beck. Little Beck.
Thank you. That was awesome. 800-668-1070 is the number to call and chime in.
Glad
We
you
are
got the phone number
discussing-
right too.
I will. Lay, listen, okay?
Hey, I let him drive the ship. He does a good job.
Good Lord. You're going to miss me when I'm not here.
What are you doing next?
I'm not. Good try, buddy. So we're continuing on talking about the college football playoffs, and we discussed so much about Dabo Swinney and Clemson Tigers. Let's go over to the Alabama-Oklahoma game. And Great Al Bushman, you brought up a major point during the break.
Saban has never beaten a Heisman Trophy winner that they've won the award in the same year.
That
Indicator, maybe?
possibly.
So going up against Oklahoma's Kyle Murray might have some trouble.
We'll have to see. I know the spread is at -14, so you're looking at 2 scores. I mean, over-under's almost at 79 points. It's 78.5.
Wow.
Yeah,
Which-
the Sooners put up a lot of points, man.
Yeah.
50 points per game, but they also give up a lot.
Well, yeah, they're giving up on the season. They're giving up over 32 points.
Could
Which-
this be a Kansas City Chief LA Rams type game? 54-51 come down to a field goal?
That's what it's looking like, or that's what Vegas thinks. I don't know. I think they're giving Oklahoma a little too much credit. I mean, Alabama's only giving up a shade over 14 points a game this year. So, but like we said, it's another game where you're going against obviously the top coach currently right now in college football, the Alabama Crimson Tide, big bad Darth Vader mobile. It's in full swing, and yeah, I think they'll win tonight, and it won't be close. I don't think.
I don't know. I kind of want a shootout between these two teams because they both give up a lot of points via defense. I mean, Chip, you said Oklahoma gives up about 32 points per game.
Yeah.
And they also give up about almost 500 yards in offense per game, too. And then Alabama's, not that great either on defense. I mean, they're almost giving up 300 yards, too. So
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see a shootout. Between these these 4 teams in the playoff today, I would at least like to see a shootout, like a Rams-Chiefs game.
Well,
'Cause
yeah.
that would be fantastic.
Okay, so Chip, remind me, the Clemson game, Clemson Notre Dame, what's the over-under on that?
It is 57.5.
So 57.5, and then this one is 78.5?
Yep.
Wow.
Both these teams are averaging over 500 yards of total offense.
You're talking an over-under of 136 between these two teams today. 136
lot of points
going up today between these two teams, between these 4 teams, these 2 games. So let me ask you, gentlemen, if you're a Vegas betting guy, do you take the over or the under on this?
And I got to tell you, with something that high,
136
I'm
for
taking the under.
2
I
games.
mean, well, yeah, if you had to do it into 2 games, I'd probably say the under. But I mean, if you're just looking at this game, this does have the feel of Bushman. That was a good call as far as the Rams and Chiefs, that game in the NFL. So, I mean, and with something this high, a ton of people are going to be taking the under probably. So, yeah, I might look over in this one.
Kevin, looking at their stats between Alabama and Oklahoma, they stack up relatively close to 1.
Okay.
So it could be a nice little wham bam thinking bam shootout, which I would love to see.
Well, yeah, and I think also this bodes well for the playoffs because they get a little time to rest. So you
Exactly.
get players back who have been a little bit nicked up, and you get the teams at full strength, which I want to see, especially when you get down to this time of the year. So, yeah, I think it will be a shootout. But you know what? I mean, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the over.
You're gonna take the over
I'm
on
gonna
this?
take
I'm gonna
the-
take the under.
I'm going to take the over 78.5.
See, I'm leaning towards, I'm taking the over in the Notre Dame Clemson game, but taking the under in the Alabama game against Oklahoma, because both these Oklahoma's defense, let me just say it, it's
Terrible.
bad.
Wait, Horace.
It is.
There we go.
It is.
It's a good word.
However, we have seen moments where Alabama's defense looked like they didn't even get off the damn bus.
That's true, too.
So that's why I'm saying to you, 78.5, I think is just a little bit too high. I think it might. If you told me 75, I'm somewhere between that 75, 78 range between these 2 teams.
If Oklahoma did anything to prepare for this game, they should have just watched the Georgia-Alabama game.
Oh, of course.
For the SEC championship.
Yeah, Georgia handed them the blueprint on you want to find a way to get in
That's all you
Alabama's
have to do.
head and beat the dog snot. Yeah, go ahead. Watch
That's
that
all
game.
you
Now think about this. West Virginia,
Okay.
they played Oklahoma a little bit before Thanksgiving. 13, it was at West Virginia. That was 59-56. Oklahoma.
Ooh, okay.
So
all right.
ponder that. Is West Virginia as good or better than Alabama?
No, because they didn't score as many points as they did against Syracuse yesterday. So
That's true too.
it's just Oklahoma's defense.
All right, you know what? I'll take the over. I'm taking the over in both games. Because of that, Chip,
You
I'll
can-
take the over in both games. So between the two, we're looking at 136 points. I'll say 143. Between the 2 games.
2
143
games?
points.
I'm taking the
I think the under for 2 games, but I'm locked on this Alabama Oklahoma over. I think we
Yeah?
get that. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And we'll see what the story is. Maybe we can have a bet tomorrow at Ed's or something.
Yeah.
all right. So final 2 for the championship. Who you got?
Still going with Alabama
Still-
and Clemson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not changing.
All right, Alabama Clemson.
Yep. Still doing it.
So he switched. He was originally Alabama and Notre Dame.
Yes, you were.
But
But
he
you switched.
Flip flopper.
Oh, don't even get me started on you and flip flopping, sir.
I'm allowed to flip flop.
No, you're not.
I don't
You're
wear
worse
them,
than a
but
politician.
I am not.
Well, that's all right.
800-668-1070 is the number. The Zone 1070 WKII. We
You're
are
gonna struggle with that.
That's okay. We've
Give
been
me a
saying
week.
this. Yeah, we've been saying
I'll
this
be
for
back.
a long
You
time.
should practice that in your sleep and wake Kathy up. What's wrong with you? Are you having a stroke? No, 1070, the Zone. NBC Fox. What?
Are you dreaming about being on the air again?
CBS.
What's wrong with you? God.
CBS. No. I love you. What?
Oh, happy holidays, everybody. We are here live. Chip, the Great Al Bushman, our board guy, Zane, and your man, Eric Wilson. All right, gentlemen, let's kick it over to the NFL because if there was ever a Week 17 where anything and everything is possible,
Aren't you
decisions are
sad,
going to
though?
be made.
I'm very sad. This is the
This
last
is it.
pick
I
sheet.
am-
This
Yeah.
is the regular
Last
season's
pick sheet.
over with.
Yeah.
and
No more Thursday night games. No more Saturday. Well, we have some playoff Saturday games. No more Monday night football. Yeah, man, it's that time of year. People are starting to get depressed.
Fantasy football is over for some people.
Yeah.
Maybe one more.
I won
week.
my championship. This
Did you win?
Congratulations.
Yes, I won.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Whoa, there you go.
Congratulations to the Great Al Bushman. That's why he's in 5 of them, because he has to win at least one.
Exactly.
I think
The
Kristen
odds
won
are-
hers too.
Kristen won hers. Yeah,
Yep.
she supported our boy Paul, who passed away. Fly Eagles fly. So congratulations on that
Congratulations.
I did the smart thing. So this came down to the wire.
one. Okay.
Okay, so we were pretty much separated by 20, 30 points.
Mm.
Okay, like the points, like point 30, that kind of points. So,
Oh wow.
and then Michael Thomas, who I thanked on Twitter, thank you for scoring a touchdown for me. I took the lead, and then I was like, you know what? I can drop my defense. I can put them on the bench, so I don't have to deal with negative points.
That's right.
I had Kansas City's defense, and they played Seattle.
Yeah.
Luckily, I did because they had negative points.
Wow. Very strategic.
Yes, it was.
Strategery. Was,
I
was
even
going on.
clarified that with the commission. Like, hey, if I sit my defense, is this legal? He's like, it's your team. Do what you want.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
There you go.
I mean,
Fantasy. I've never heard that before.
Oh yeah. People have
I've
done
never done that. I've never heard that.
If you have a defense going into a Sunday night or Monday night game, and the guy or woman that you're playing against is pretty much done, and you don't want to risk
Yeah, negative
going
points,
into the
man.
negative,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I've seen people drop players, defenses, the whole 9 yards.
I even dropped Jared Goff that day too. Because
Wow.
I had Deshaun Watson,
Right.
who scored 4 touchdowns for me against your Eagles, and you know how excited I was at the end last
That was a
week.
very uncomfortable table.
It
being
was.
The
He
one
was
in the
very
middle,
silent.
because
He
you
really
were
was.
screaming, and Eric wasn't saying a word, and you could just see it on his face. I thought either his head was going to explode or he was going to throw silverware. I didn't know which one would happen first.
I figured, hey, I don't need another quarterback, so I'll drop Jared Goff.
Right.
There you go. Zane, steam was coming right off his head when we were sitting at the table watching the game.
I'm voting that the silverware is going to probably get thrown first.
No, Zane. So
It was- he was
We-
calm.
Jokes on you, we had no silver.
I'm not sure if you've heard the story, Zane. So when we played the Rams 2 weeks ago now, and I was at home, it was a Sunday night football game, and no one gave us, except Tony Dungy, which thank you, Tony Dungy, gave us a chance to go into the Coliseum and beat the Rams. And lo and behold, we did. I sat that whole entire game by myself in my house in silence. I didn't say one word the whole entire game. My wife had went to bed. And the first thing she says to me when I come to bed is like, well, did you win? I'm like, yeah, we won. She's like, I didn't hear anything from you. I'm like, I know. So, fast forward to last Sunday, when we were sitting at Ed's, where we'll be at again tomorrow in Lakewood Ranch, doing our show and also breaking down the games, answering any last-minute fantasy questions. So I said to Chip and Evan, I said, okay, I will not comment on the Eagles game. Now, we had the Eagles game in the corner. The Dallas-Tampa Bay game was on our right. The Cleveland game was on our left. So I could comment.
Smorgasbord of NFL options.
Oh, yeah.
You should keep this going. You should.
Oh, I
not,
am.
Okay, you should
I
not
am.
say anything.
I'm not. So we do our show tomorrow. I'm going to go home, and my game has been flexed to 4:25. So again, I'm going to sit in my house. I'm going to watch my game, and I'm not. I don't answer my phone, no text, nothing on social media. I will sit there the whole time and watch the game. Nothing comes out of my mouth.
No bathroom breaks.
No bathroom breaks. Nothing. Nothing.
It was very weird to be sitting at a table with Eric
Well,
with no noise,
So
no emotion.
so Great Old Bushman, you left. Let me tell you a quick story, and then we'll take a break and come back and do our NFL for Week 17. So there was an older gentleman watching the Patriots game, which was to the left of the Cleveland game. And he stood like right in front of me. Like I'm sitting there watching all the TV and all the games, and this old guy just stands right in front of me.
And this guy is 6'2", 6'3". He was not
No. And I'm
small guy.
So, and we had an extra chair. So I just politely tapped him. I said, sir, if you want this chair, you can take it. I was trying to watch the game.
Chairs? I don't want no chairs from you.
I owe Chip the biggest thanks and accolades and kudos in the world, because this man then sat at our table and started talking to us about, so would you send your kid to this school or that school?
Alabama or Clemson?
Yeah.
I shielded Eric because I knew it was such an important moment. I had probably 30 to 45 minutes of just mindless conversation about all sorts of things sports related, but I knew this was to protect Eric, to keep him involved in all the games he was watching. So I went ahead, I hopped in the grenade.
He did.
And that gentleman was not, I think it was Ray, maybe, I think his name was, I can't remember. But he did buy me a beer, which was great. So I did.
Chip,
I
you're
did.
such a nice guy, because I would have been like, no hablo inglés.
I knew Eric was at a point to where he just needed to watch football, and this guy kept leaning over, intentionally wanting to get Eric's opinion on everything, and I just tried to cut it off.
I have 2 gift ideas for Eric for next time.
Sure. I like it.
Okay, first of all, because the Dallas game was on TV Bricks, we
There you
need
go.
those.
Okay.
And then you need a Nerf gun with the one that shoots the the soft little projectiles out.
There you go.
Oh, I
To
have
ward off any old guys.
I have those.
Yeah, okay.
I may bring my Nerf gun to the show tomorrow. Just so you know. I might just do that.
Okay.
So, all right, let's take a real quick break. When we come back, we are going to go over Week 17 in the NFL. Some games matter. A lot of games pretty much don't. But we're going to talk about those, break them down, give you our picks, and, of course, discuss any last-minute fantasy. Remember, 800-668 is 1070.
You gotta give a minute. Come on, man.
It's only been a day.
That's right.
800-668-1070 is the number. Sports Arena in the house. We'll be right back.
Don't go away.
Yeah.
Right back.
Dude, he says what we do all the time in here, and dude, you gotta. I don't get a chance to say it at all, so I'm thankful. I will, dude. You can mess up. I don't care how many times.
Oh.
My dad had a set of TV Bricks. They were like the foam ones.
Yes.
And whenever some show he didn't like, I told him
Throw the TV brick.
Oh, we should get those, man.
Oh, my God, yeah.
What's up,
For
Liddell,
Rafferty,
Patrick?
not Reds.
Good to see you guys, buddy. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, just like throw bricks. If he calls in,
Whatever you're feeling.
Whatever.
we'll just kind of like
So I'll start with
We'll
Chip
just let him.
yeah.
and ask him.
What your foul is. Well, because our game we play each other, so that works out.
Okay, perfect.
Deal
Yeah.
with bullying.
Thoughts of hurting yourself.
And we've got plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of
I
time.
would, if he calls in, 5 minutes
Reaching out
tops.
for help is the strong
In and out. Yeah, no long in the tooth interview.
Start is 741.
Hey, at least Danny said I should have maybe not introed as long as I should. Yeah, he's calling in right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect.
To the Sports Arena.
Welcome back. NBC Sports Radio 10. I did it again. Son of a.
It's all right. Fox Sports Radio.
Welcome back to
Sports.
Fox Sports Radio, the Zone,
1070
1070 AM.
There you go. Thank you. Great Al Bushman saving my life once again, I'm telling you.
We
Chip,
are Fox Sports.
There you go. Your man Eric Wilson and our guy Zane. So, yeah, let's get to the NFL. Let's get to breaking down these games. And I believe we have a caller joining us here. You're on with the Sports Arena. Who are we talking to?
Hey, this is James Lumen. How's it going?
Hey, James. How are you, brother? How are you? Good to talk to you. Happy holidays to you.
Yes, happy holidays. Absolutely. Celebrating a good summer Christmas. And looking forward to the new year, man. It's going to be a good 2019, I think.
I agree with you. This is James from, now is it A Buck's Life or The Buck's Life?
No, it's actually Buck's Life. It's fairly new, which is awesome. And really excited for the opportunity to be a part of this and really begin to get really good, stories and news about our Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Really good and obviously success. It's going to be cool. So we're going to interact in the best way possible, and we're really excited
So James L. Bushman here. Thanks for calling in, man. So yeah, we were about to discuss the Buccaneers matchup against the Falcons, and before we go into that, kind of want to ask you, what do the Bucs need to do? Pretty much in the offseason about improving for 2019. Dirk Cutter has pretty much said his goodbyes this past week to media and everybody else. So I want to get your take on what the Bucs need to do to right the ship and get back to the winning ways, man.
Well, I think first thing that you have to do is you have to change the culture in the locker room. I think right now, I think there's some semblance of leadership, and I think JPP helps in a big way on that. And so if you can really start to build around that leadership and that winning mentality, not to use this as maybe kind of an example would be the Cleveland Browns. They started out really bad, and obviously they've been bad for some time. Well, now they're obviously playing very well and at a very high level because of Baker Mayfield. It took one guy to get this whole team to buy in. And for me, that may be what kind of gets the Bucs back to this winning mentality. And the other thing that I would say on top of that is you have to build a position that are the most important on this team. And everyone, I know there's some dispute between the fans and media on who the Bucs should draft or who they should be looking for. For me personally, this is just my opinion on this. I'm very vocal about the offensive line. I think the offensive line is the most disappointing part of this Buccaneers team this year. The defense really turned around, and so I think there's some pieces there that you can build on for this next season. But the offensive line, all the way around, with the exception of maybe Ali Marpet, so he's got to do a better job of being a leader on this offensive line, in my opinion. So the offensive line, Caleb Benenoch is bust. He needs to move forward. There's just all these guys that are not playing at a high level. You want to see progression throughout the season. You want to see these guys play better. And for me, it doesn't matter who you sign. You can sign Le'Veon Bell, you can sign Evan Smith. But if your offensive line doesn't do their blocking assignment, your running back's not going to matter. Yes, they'll make a few plays here and there, but I think Nate Marshall, he's a good running back. He's not great, but he's a good running back.
James,
Unfortunately, he's the beneficiary of that offensive line.
James, I'm glad you brought that up because that was going to be my question to you was, being the fan that you are and now having this Bucks life here, talking about this with you, I was very surprised at the run game of the Buccaneers because that was the one thing that I thought was a detriment to your team. I had said this, even after you guys beat the champs, I was like, listen, if the Bucks got a run game, they would be a top team in this entire league, not just in your division. But you're saying more so it's the offensive line. So, let me ask you this because we're actually going to be at the Combine this year. Sports Arena is going to be there. So the day that we go, we're going to look at quarterbacks, tight ends, and wide receivers. So let me just switch gears with you and say, right now you've got Jameis and you've got Fitzpatrick. Do you move on from both of them and just try and find a young quarterback? Maybe you can find a stud, even though there's not too many coming out in this year's draft.
Scott Bradford actually posted on Bucs Life a pretty solid article about what the Bucs should do, moving forward this year. And look, I desperately want to believe in Jameis, and I think that there for me is you give the guy one more opportunity. Now, obviously Sunday, I'm interested to see kind of where the Bucs go on Sunday because they're thought that Archie Moore is going to get some snaps. I don't think Ryan's going to play. Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to play Sunday out. It's going to be between Jameis and Archie Moore, just so you can see what you have.
Okay.
But I think at this point, as Jameis Winston, I think you've seen a lot of what his career is going to be. But then, again, the reason why I bring up the offensive line is if Jameis Winston throws 45 to 50 times a game, he's unsuccessful most times. But if he's throwing 30 to 35 times, maybe pushing even 40, you may not know the difference between 5 or 6 passes. But if your run game can get going, you take a whole lot
So, James, let me ask you my last question, then we're going to let you ride out here. And thank you again for joining us on the Sports Arena, brother. Door is always open. Love to have you back on the show. I got to ask you, crystal ball it for me. Who would you want as your head coach for next season for the Buccaneers?
Man, there are two guys that I would love to have.
Okay.
Kind of a long shot, and the other one is kind of it could happen, but I don't think it all depends on the number of situations.
All right.
Number one, I would love to have Mike McCarthy. I thought after, and as he should be. I think he's a great head coach. I think he brings a lot. I know he has some issues with Aaron Rodgers there for the end. He's not had that direction responsible for the firing.
Gotcha.
Because Davis is still really young. If you think kind of age-wise and his career, he still has a little bit more room to grow, hopefully. So I think Mike McCarthy can be that guy.
Who's your long shot?
Quite frankly, the long shot for me is and I know his name is Mike, Blank, last name right now, but he's the offensive coordinator at Washington State. Fantastic coach. They actually had a bowl game last night and played very well. And I think this is the guy who can take this offense and really even get them to the next level. If you can believe that that's even possible. But I think that this is the offensive coordinator for Washington State. And I know his name is Mike for a while. But he is fantastic. And I think he can really bring something to the team. Even offensively, very offensive. That is really where your strength is right now. So Bucks have to play on their strengths. I think defense is going to be something that's going to be improved. And my other opinion is he gives up for one more year. I think he's earned it. He's earned the defensive coordinator position at least for next year, and then he kind of moves it up.
Awesome. Hey, James, man, Bucks Life News, thank you so much for joining us. Always, man, doors open. We'd love to have you back on the show. Appreciate it. Really quick before you go, just really quick, shout out all your social media so everybody listening to us can start following you.
Yeah, of course. You can follow us at Bucks Life on Facebook. That's the big thing for all the media is going to be Bucks Life News. And then if you want to follow me at James Ludeman, L-U-D-E to the end. And I'm also on Facebook as well. If you want to follow there. Twitter is something I'm very active on, especially with Bucks News.
Awesome.
But definitely give a like to Bucks Life because it's going to be awesome, and we're really looking forward to building that brand.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate it. Happy New Year to you.
Hey, happy New Year, guys. We'll talk soon.
All right. Awesome. So, yeah, Bucks Life News. Everybody on Facebook, go check him out. So, I like what he
Bucks need
said.
a running back.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt. Boom.
It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. All right, gentlemen, let's get to Week 17. Like I said, some of these games really don't matter because people are just playing for pride, playing for jobs. Other people are actually playing for positional. So we talked about the Bucks and what they need to do. Let me go to you, Chip. Your Atlanta Falcons, a team this year that was supposed to kind of just ride the course back into the playoffs. They're a shell of themselves. Let me ask you, what do the Falcons need to do this offseason to right the ship? No pun intended, Bill Bushman.
You got to look on the defensive side. Obviously, offense is starting to get a little long in the tooth. We do need some help on the O-line. But defensive backfield, our safeties and our corners took big hits on injuries this year, so that beat us up. But I think we need to start there first. You need to look at the O-line, make sure you give Matt Ryan a little bit more time to throw. Defensive backfield as well.
Chip, there were rumors that Sarkisian and also your defensive coordinator might be out of the jobs. Is that going to happen?
I mean, I think that I hate making a change, and we've all talked about this as far as it's like changing languages when you change coordinators.
Right.
Matt Ryan's already been through, I think, 7 or 8 in his tenure in Atlanta. So I hate doing that, but this is an offense before with Shanahan that was lighting up the scoreboard and has had trouble with Sarkisian. So I think changes could be imminent. I mean, obviously, I think tomorrow against the Bucks, you might see the Falcons play some younger talent, see what they had. I know, obviously, James just said that with the Bucks Life as far as trying to figure out where you are as a team going into the offseason. So,
do you think the Falcons could go in the draft and maybe draft a quarterback as a heir apparent to Matt Ryan? I mean, he is getting older.
I think you definitely have to start looking at that. I wouldn't see that happening in the first 3 or 4 rounds, though.
So he'd be a late round. He'd be a 5th, 6th, or 7th.
Yeah, I think you see on down.
Okay.
That would be a draft, maybe.
All right. So I'm assuming 1-1 for you gentlemen on this game. Falcons versus Bucks. Chip, you're taking the Falcons. Get up. Bushman, you're taking the Bucks.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's in Tampa. It's the last game of the regular season. The Dirt Cutters fare well. I say they win one for the Gipper. I'm going to ride with the Bucks this week on that game. Let's keep it going. Dolphins heading up to face Buffalo. Gentlemen, who do you like in this game? Dolphins or the Bills?
I have no idea, and I don't care. Home team, Bills. Why not?
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm going with the Bills. Dolphins.
Sorry, Dolphins and Bills fans.
Yeah, Dolphins had a chance to make the playoffs, and then they just were the Dolphins, so I'll get the Bills.
All right, across the board, we're unanimous on that one. So here we go. A team that has sewn up the NFC East. Oh, it pains me to say that. God.
Hey, you still have a chance to get in. That's all you're worried about.
We'll talk
right?
about that. Yes,
All right,
we will.
good.
However, they are going to the Meadowlands to face the Giants, and if there was ever a week that I was a Saquon Barkley and Eli Manning fan, it is this week. I'm rolling with the G-men. Just beat up on the Cowboys so they don't make it in the postseason. I'm rolling with the Giants.
All right, I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
I know.
OBJ out. Alec Ogletree, linebacker, out. Injuries are killing them. Cowboys will win.
I'm actually going with the Giants in this one.
Whoa! Look at
There
him!
we go.
Look at him!
The Cowboys did beat a Bucks team.
You're a little butthurt, aren't you?
Not really. I think the Giants, they could have beaten Indianapolis last week. They could have.
Yeah.
They could have.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm going with the Giants. I
All
think
right.
they have what it takes to beat the
Let's
Cowboys.
keep it going here. 1070 The Zone, Fox Sports. Panthers at the Saints. Saints pretty much, I don't expect to see a lot of Alvin Kamara. I don't expect to see a lot of Drew Brees. I think we're going to see a lot of Tyson Hill tomorrow. Not a lot of Michael Thomas. I mean, the Panthers, they're running out. I don't even know who their backup is.
The Old Dominion quarterback.
Yeah, they had a third stringer out there.
He got injured, and there was a guy behind him.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
okay.
a rookie
Yeah.
from Houston.
So I'm assuming across the board we're taking the Saints in this game.
Yeah. Teddy
Okay.
Bridgewater, we're going to get a chance to see him play.
Hopefully.
Drew Brees, yeah, they've already come out
Oh,
and
they
said,
have.
yeah.
Awesome. Good.
So this is
Good.
a good way, I think, for the Saints to get out, maybe showcase him a little bit as far as trade.
I was
is
just about to
concerned.
say that. This could be
Yeah.
good for him. This could be a, hey, I'm available. Come sign me.
Yeah.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm available. Come sign me.
Yeah.
Hey, New York, I'm available.
Well, do you think he'd want to go back to the Jets after what they did to him?
No, I think the perfect spot would be probably Jacksonville. Or, that'd be more of a mentor job with Arizona.
Yeah.
So,
That'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing him play, though, and if he has a great game.
I
it'll
hope he
be-
does. I
yeah.
hope he goes up there and lights it up against Kuechly and Thomas Davis and the rest of them.
teams will be a calling if he
Oh,
does
yeah.
good on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Jets, Patriots. I think I know. Well, here's the thing, man. I mean, we all picked the Packers last week to beat the Jets, and thank God it went to overtime. The Jets almost beat Green Bay last year.
Yeah, that's an almost beat. So when you have that big of a lead and then you squander it, you're done.
Okay.
So,
You're the
So-
Jets for a reason.
yeah,
Patriots, Jets. I'm assuming we're all taking the Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots will probably play their starters into the third quarter, maybe even halftime if they get away with it. Probably won't see them.
Speaking of the Packers, they're hosting the Detroit Lions. I'm going with the Pack on this one.
You skipped a game.
I know I did,
Oh.
but we were talking about it, so I just went right to it.
I'm going Packers.
Packers as well.
All right, so then, yeah, Jaguars at the Texans.
Stung of a loss last week against your Eagles. So I think, even though they don't, they could lock it up. Couldn't they?
Came down to a last-second field goal. I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it a stun of a loss.
Texans over Jaguars. It's a mess over there. They went back to Blake Bortles last week.
Yeah, you're going to be without Leonard Fournette. You're banged up, and yeah, take the home team and run.
So now let's get to the games that have major playoff implications. And we'll start with the reigning defending champs who are heading to FedEx Field to face the DJ Swearinger-less
It's the weirdest,
Washington Redskins.
very weird release. Don't
Yeah.
really understand
Going
how.
back to one of his former teams.
Yeah.
He did. So, Philly at Washington. Gentlemen, who do you got in this game?
I've got your Eagles winning on the road in Washington for some odd reason. Some universal stuff that your Eagles play different with Nick Foles under center.
I got to tell you, I talked about this now for 2 weeks in a row, and the Eagles have won the past 2 weeks. There's something cosmic, magical when they're out there with Foles, and I'm going with the Eagles. I think they do their part as far as doing what they need to do, and now they need some help, obviously.
Let me ask you a quick question here. So, this team is so different with him under center, and he wins under center.
Not always.
Not always, but they're getting hot at the right time.
Okay.
Could there be another quarterback controversy after
No.
the season's over?
Let's squash this right now, right here on the Zone 1070 Fox Sports Radio, okay?
Boom!
I am tired of all the talk about if Nick Foles goes out there and recreates what he did last year.
But
then
what
there
if
will
he go?
be
What if
a
they go? What
quarterback
if your Eagles go to
controversy.
the Super Bowl again?
Okay.
They win again
Okay.
with Nick Foles.
Yeah. It's not a controversy.
Yeah, Nick Foles is your quarterback.
No, it's not. Carson Wentz is our quarterback.
Well, the organization already came out and said they're fully supportive of
Carson Wentz is our quarterback.
The only thing I see happening if that was to take place is that if his vertebrae injury or something that, he's been banged up is worse than what we know.
But he hasn't played a full season yet.
His first season was his full season. His rookie year, he played a full year.
No, he had the knee injury.
No, that was his second year.
That might have been his second year.
Well,
'cause we're
either
in year
way,
3.
he hasn't. I mean, the past 2 seasons, he hasn't played a full one.
Okay.
He's already an injury-prone quarterback.
He has a back injury that needs rest. Doesn't require surgery. He just requires rest. Listen.
Okay,
Carson
so if
Wentz,
you're the Eagles, do you let Nick Foles go out in free agency then?
if he wants to test the market,
Well, he's going to because I don't think he's under contract.
no. But he has also come out and said that he would like to remain an Eagle.
Yeah, we'll see. And I got to say, kudos to the Eagles organization for knowing. I know they got offers last year for Foles at the draft, and they wanted to hang on to him. So I'm glad they did, and look how it turned out. So,
So I'll get Eagles.
yep, I'm taking the Eagles as well.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay, just
Just
check.
want to know because I mean it's just this team is so much different when he's under center.
When
That's
you
true.
when you have a young quarterback,
God,
a young
just throw
man,
some touchdowns.
a young man who wants to prove himself, a young man who goes out there and plays with the heart of a champion
Nick
and
Foles is old,
understands. I'm talking about Carson Wentz, and goes out there and knows and understands that this game is a physical and mental enduring game. Carson Wentz wants to perform at such a high level that sometimes he forgets the basic fundamentals. Okay, over time, he will settle in, but make no mistake about it. Number 11 is our quarterback. We drafted him number 2 for a reason. And he has gotten us to it. The MVP run that he had last season, he was on course to set records and to blow out. We were blowing out teams. All right? And an ACL injury is what sidelined him. Nick Foles came in, Nick Foles did his job, and we have a Super Bowl MVP quarterback who right now is leading us back to the playoffs. All right? It is a combination. But make no mistake about it. Carson Wentz is our franchise Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl champ quarterback.
He is under contract, and I was wrong. Under 2019.
Okay.
So you still
But he can
you have
still
a chance.
test. He can still test the free
yeah,
market.
but dead cap will be 1.8 million if he does.
That's
end up
fine.
getting rid of him, So
LA Chargers, Great Old Bushman, they're still vying for that spot. Things could happen tomorrow to where the LA Chargers could be like number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, I
in
think
the
it's gonna happen on the road, even though they're playing in Mile High. Not Mile High. I'm sorry, in Colorado against the Broncos.
Yeah, Mile High.
Broncos are gonna be without Philip Lindsay, out for the year with a wrist injury. I've got Chargers.
got to take the Chargers.
All right, across the board. Raiders at the Chiefs. Nobody thought the
Yep.
Raiders were going to win last week. Nobody, unless you're an Oakland fan. So, do the Raiders go into Arrowhead, one of the loudest stadiums to play in, and pull an upset?
No, I think you're going to see Mahomes will play sparingly. I think once they get out to
A
a
huge lead.
good this game could get away really quickly. Get everybody on the bench. I think the starters will play if they get up by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Maybe stop at halftime.
So we're still,
yeah.
even after what we saw last week, we're not giving the Raiders a chance to beat the Chiefs.
Well, hey,
Because
any
if the
given-
Raiders beat the Chiefs and the Chargers beat the Broncos, then the Chargers are getting in, and I think they have the number 1. They get the bye.
Well, on any given Sunday, we've all sat here before and
I just
we
have
make
to
our
ask
picks.
yeah.
Oh no, I understand, but those are things that aren't. No one's picking that to happen unless you're picking them, Eric. Which
Well,
you
I mean,
always
I-
go. That's why your record is what it is.
I
and
think
that's
he's got
why-
a soft spot for John Green.
No. Well, I mean, listen, I met the man, wonderful man, met his wife at the Dick Vitale Gala, which is a phenomenal
All
experience.
right, so
if
who
you ever
you
get to
picking,
go.
Chiefs or Raiders?
I don't know. I mean, I have the Chiefs circled, but I listen, you call me a politician. I may flip-flop on this one tomorrow.
All right, we'll get back to you tomorrow.
And that's what we're going to have to do.
Yeah.
'Cause we don't know who's going to come out and play. Obviously, starters are probably going to play in this game for a little bit, but we'll see how close it is.
Bears at the Vikings. Matt Nagy has come out and said, we are playing for the W. We don't care about, we are playing so that we can get what we need to get. So
Well, they have their division locked up.
Yeah.
But, I'm going
But
with
still-
Bears on the road.
You got to go. The Bears 492, Vikings nothing.
Okay, there we go. Here's a game. And again, Congratulations to our man Chip. He is now a homeowner because of Paramount Properties Group, the best real estate group in the business.
Nayley.
Gentlemen,
Keegan, thank you.
we have been on the support of the Cleveland Browns this whole entire season, and I'm so like wanting to do this because of where the Browns are at. This season has been just head and shoulders a complete 180 from the past 3 seasons.
Yep.
But they're facing a team that no one. I'm calling them the dark horse this year in the AFC, especially in the
words
playoffs.
right out of my
I am. In the Ravens.
Son of a.
At Baltimore, spread
Baltimore.
is 5.5.
Oh,
I'm
What are we
picking
gonna do?
the Browns in this one.
I'm taking the Ravens.
picking the Browns.
Now everybody's staring at me. This is the one game I haven't circled.
Okay, fine. You can wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Although, and we discussed this in studio before we got on the air. My heart wants to go Browns.
Yes.
You want to so badly, but brain needs to lead. This isn't for a fan. This is for a job. So I'll probably go with the Ravens.
I'm going with the Ravens. I'm not switching. Let me borrow your marker, your highlighter, just so I cannot change my pick. Because I can change my other picks, but I will not change this one. Yeah, you got a highlighter?
I was gonna take the highlighter.
Yeah, let me get that.
Taking the high road.
So yeah, I'm locking it in right here, as they say. I got the Ravens. I'm not changing. All right, 49ers at the Rams. 49ers could possibly upset the Rams. Todd Gurley's not playing. I mean, listen, if the Rams lose, Chicago beats Minnesota, Chicago's now the number 2 seed. What do you gentlemen like in this game? 49ers or Rams?
I'm going Rams in this one at home. C.J. Anderson actually filled it in quite well last week for Todd Gurley.
Jared Goff is starting to kind of teeter a little bit off that little pedestal of his. I mean,
I agree. I still think, though, this is a team who has so many offensive weapons. I mean,
Okay.
when you look at the Rams, they're going to either simplify the playbook or just go back to things that he does well, I think, for the playoffs. But, yeah, I'm still taking the Rams here.
all right. Okay. I'll take the Rams on this one. I may flip on that one as well. I don't know, but
Is he running for office?
I don't know what he's doing over there.
Flip-flopping all the time.
2020, baby. 2020. Bengals at the Steelers. Yeah, fire Marvin Lewis, please, but I'm taking Pittsburgh all day. Pittsburgh actually needs Cleveland to win.
Yes.
AB went out so far as, what, did he change something or did something to support the Browns? I'm like, really?
Did he? Was there something on Twitter or something?
I think he did something on social media. But yeah, all right, I'm taking the Steelers on this one, gentlemen.
Steelers at home.
Steelers got to take them. The Bengals are very injured right now. Everybody's broken. Run for the hills.
Arizona heading into Seattle to face the Seahawks. Hawks are another team.
Seattle, hot team.
Yeah.
Comes out swinging, ready to play.
Jen Mueller, we know you listen to us here on 1070. We need you to call and chime in. We need some sideline information in regards to the Seattle Seahawks. We're definitely going to be blowing up your phone, especially after this win on Sunday. So the last game of the regular season, gentlemen.
Makes me want to cry.
It does, kind of. Because you know what happened after that, don't you? Black Monday. The Colts heading to Tennessee to face the Titans, and Marcus Mariota is not going to play. So, I mean, is this a foregone conclusion, or will Mike Rabel actually have this team ready to go to face the AFC South divisional opponent, Indianapolis?
I'm going Colts on the road.
Okay.
I am going Colts, but I got to tell you, Vrabel brought a lot of energy to that team this year.
Yeah,
You've seen a lot of things, a lot of fourth down calls that have panned out. He believes in his team. So I think this will be a close game.
Okay.
And I know, like we said, sentimental. You want the Titans to have a victory, but I just think too much talent on the other side of the football.
Yeah, across the board, we're going with the Colts. Andrew Luck is resurging himself, as we've said, week in and week out. That is going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Ed's 10719 Rodeo Drive in Lakewood Ranch tomorrow from 11:45 till the start of the games. We're going to break these games down even more. Our girl Kristen's going to be with us. It is our last show of 2018, and can I just say,
wow,
side note, gentlemen, and to Zane and everybody here at WKII, thank you. This has been a great year. It has been some great months of us just being in here every single week, talking sports, hanging out with you guys, breaking down the games, going to Magic games. 2019 is going to be a great year for us. I truly believe that. So I just want to say thank you. I want to take this moment. It's been amazing. But with that, 2019, the Zone, 1070 Fox Sports Radio, the sports arena is going to be in. For your man Eric Wilson, our girl Kristen, our board guy Zane, the great old Bushman, and Chip. Everybody have a happy new year. We will see you guys in the new year. Take care.
You kept saying Mike. I think you were talking about Mike Leach for Washington State. He's the head coach.